Tell them run it on.
What is going on? What is going on, everybody in the house? What is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it on. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch. Tell them run it on. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it on. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it on.
What is going on? What is going on? It is Tech Thursday. Tech Thursday. Still need to update this video intro. We'll get to it at some point, but right now it is absolutely not a priority. As much as I'd love it to be, it is not a priority. I am way too swamped with other stuff right now to work on it, but we're about to hit our slow time. We kind of operate through the school year. So probably the third week of June, give or take, I will be on semi-vacation for 1 week and then actual vacation 2 weeks later. So I will spend a lot of time updating some much needed stuff. One of the things I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be moving our company website off of this stupid server that we use that is always telling us that we are exceeding our bandwidth, which is literally a website with pretty much just a static front page. So we think they're trying to make us pay more just because. So we'll be leaving them, but I just can't do it in the middle of the season or at the end of the season. That would be crazy. I couldn't even imagine having a website go down for a couple of days. That's a lot of money that you could be dropping. You know what? I'm using, well, at the time, it's moved to different names now. It's a different name now. The server company sold. Before it was, what was it? Lunar Pages. Lunar Pages was our host. And then it was bought out by somebody else like a year and a half ago. And I can't remember the name off the top, but it's just annoying. So we're going to move. We don't even, HostGator, I'm sure they're all fine. We're probably going to go to like Squarespace or something like that. We don't need anything extravagant. You know, our things go to all we need some dynamic content and to be able to send people to our brochure, you know, all that stuff. So it's actually, we really don't need much. So we'll probably do something like Squarespace or something like that. Just not even deal with the drama anymore. It's not important. Not important. Well, our website is important. Anybody that just has, you know, I have my IG, I have my Facebook, I have my TikTok. It's not something, you can't put all your eggs in one basket and then be angry when that place says, oh, we're going to shut our doors potentially. You know, everybody that's arguing, well, my livelihood is on TikTok. I mean, that's on you. If you're getting big on TikTok, you need to diversify. You need to be in multiple places. So I've never subscribed to that whole, well, I don't really care if TikTok goes away or if it stays. But the bottom line here is that if your entire financial liability is in TikTok, the liability is more than just TikTok. I use Wix. I may need to look into moving. I'm paying $39 a month. Yeah, I mean, look, it's all business. It's expenses. So, I mean, I guess if you technically do the math, you know, hosting is usually about, normally you pay for the year. So I think hosting is normally what you're probably paying $12 to $15 a month, but you're just paying on an annual basis. And then you have to factor in the hosting is one thing. Um, the design aspects are another, updating all that stuff. Um, not having to worry about paying for extended server farms and things like that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's a hard thing to say. Thoughts on services like Linktree? Uh, I mean, what do you mean? Because to me, Linktree is just I have a Linktree. When you go to my Instagram, you'll see the link to my Linktree, and it shows you all the places that I exist. That's just a glorified phone book. So, I mean, look, and I don't go deep into the Linktree business thing. Mine is literally just hey, these are all my things. You can go to YouTube. You can go to my Check12 website. You can go to my Facebook. You can go to whatever. That's all it is for me. I don't think that anything. Look, bottom line. Anything that is not yours that you are using to be your main whatever is not the best idea. Because at any point, you can lose everything. Okay? You rely on TikTok. They ban TikTok. You got nothing. You're on IG. You rely on IG. That's all your business. And then, their servers go down for 3 days. They get hacked. Even with a company like Linktree, they just decide they don't want to do it anymore. They close their doors. Yeah, you can go to another one, another version of a Linktree. But the bottom line here is that unless it's yours, unless it's your domain, your services, I mean, it's not like you're running a server farm in your backyard. But most of the time, any of these hosting services, like, all the places that were mentioned, it's yours. So if it goes down, it went down because you didn't pay your bill, but not because somebody else just decided that they didn't want to do this anymore. So I just think you need one. Even mine right now, even my Cleveland Terry one, which I haven't even worked on. I haven't, just don't have the time. It's just a static page that goes to all the places that I do stuff right now. That's it. But it's there. The name is there. If somebody types in Cleveland Terry, they're going to end up on me, even though nothing's really utilized on it. So, but if something were to go wrong and YouTube decided, I'm going to just stop allowing you to post here, people can find me, and that's the key. Okay, let's take a look and see what's going on here. What's going on? I see a couple of people that I know in the chat. Keith Just, Mixmaster G in the building. Kalo, I think it's Kalo. Is it Kalo or Callo? Put in the chat if it's Kalo or Callo. Jody Hill from South Africa. Who else we got? DJ Tone, Max XBL, Logistical Styles, KVN, Rashad Lewis. Rashad was actually the first one here. Darnell DeBerry, Kylie Palm in the building, Patrick GC. That's the people that have said some stuff. All right. DJ Maestro, Red 23. Okay. Let's take a look at some chat. So today I will definitely be, this will be a normal. I shouldn't say normal. Normal is the wrong word, because if I say normal, you're going to be like, he's going to be here till 2:00 in the afternoon. We're not doing that today. We are out of here at 12:30 because I have a site visit out in Calabasas that I'm going to have to go to. So, give or take, I got to take off right after that. Got to do, a number of phone calls. I have a video montage to make. I have a YouTube video or two to produce. I'm flying out to Utah tomorrow to do my event. So I will be there Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday morning I'm flying out at the crack of dawn because I have a wedding Sunday night local. So this weekend is what it is. We'll make it through it. And I wish I could say, and then I'll have time to rest, but no, because on Wednesday, I get back Sunday night after I get back Sunday morning, do the event Sunday night. Then on Wednesday, I gotta drive out to Vegas to do a Thursday event, and my meeting today, my site visit, will dictate if I'm going to be staying in Vegas until Sunday, because we have another event, another bar mitzvah, Saturday night. So the site visit is to determine if I'm going to be doing a video wall for this client on June 2nd. If I'm doing the video wall on June 2nd, then I absolutely will not do the event on June 1st. I will send another DJ to do it in Vegas. I will do the Thursday, then I will come home. And then they will go back on Friday, and I will be prepared for the Sunday LED wall build. What is that, the first? And then I have like 20 more. Anyway, it's end of the season is crazy. And I haven't even factored in all the corporate and school events throughout June. You know, it can be a lot. Like, it can be a lot. Grab my calendar here. Because every so often, even when I look at my calendars and look at my stuff, it shocks me, because it's crazy to think, you know, where you go and where you come from to get to where you are. And then you look back and you're just like, oh my God, you know, just 5 years ago, that would have seemed crazy. Let me give you an example. Well, Tone, I would love to take a day off, but you know, when you're busy, you're busy. There's no way around it. Everybody has their kind of their busy days. What was I just saying? Bring my train of thought back. What was I just saying? Oh, I remember. So I was talking to my partner, and we were just discussing a couple of future events. I think it might have even been June 8th. And as I was talking to him, I said, hey, by the way, we have another event potentially out there. Do we want to do it? It's a small event, so do we want to even take the time to do it? We only have, we're open. We only have 7 parties. And I said, we only have 7 parties. That's a lot of parties, you know, on one Saturday night. I know this. It's not a secret. And I forget because we're just so busy, but 7, which is what I consider to have a lot of space. 5-7 years ago, we would be going absolutely crazy for 7 events. Oh my God, are we going to do okay? What happens if this happens? What happens if this happens? Now it's like, we only have 7. We can do 4 or 5 more. It's crazy how scaling works. You know what I mean? You know, you're a single op, you do 1, and then maybe you get another one, and maybe you extend yourself to 3, and you're just like panicked. We were panicked when we used to hit 3. Oh my God. What happens if that 3rd one goes to shit? What happens? And then you just get used to it. It's like having children. Oh, I don't know how you could have a baby. How do you live your life? And then you're sitting there like, well, I just live my life. Still go out, still have a good time, still take the baby out. Then you have a second one. I don't know how you get anything done. Well, you just learn. You just scale up. 3 kids? Oh my God, are you crazy? It's just funny how what we think we're not sure we're capable of versus what we can do is literally in your mind. I mean, obviously you have to have the you have to have the ability to do this, but it's still in your mind. Okay, let me see here. Because where is my HDMI cord for my spare computer? Du-du-du-du-du. Okay, found it. Not sure why it's all right. Okay, so let's take a look at some questions and raise this table up a little bit here. Okay, first off, all right, let's see if this is gonna work. Okay, so everything in red. Let's see if it comes through. There we go. Oh, I still gotta fix that stupid thing. That picture in picture should not be there anymore, but it is. Okay, hold on. Found it. When in doubt, reset it. So this is my screen, less the stupid picture in picture here. This is my world. This is my world. This is this month, and you can see by the number here, 9 more, 10 more, 7 more, 10 more, 10 more on the first, 6 more, 4 more. Like it's crazy. And I'm not even factoring in on the Sundays. You can't even see. Actually, you can see it when you go here. Yeah. And then we have more on this day. It's insane how you just kind of get used to it. You know, all everything in red. That's all work. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you know, we all have to start somewhere, right? And we start there and we build from there and you grow. And if you scale correctly, and that's the key here, if you scale correctly, um, if you scale correctly, then it doesn't impact you like if you just take on a whole bunch of bookings. You know, like we never went beyond like one or two past our what we consider to be our limit. It's not a Cal app. It's a fan. This one is Shift. Shift. Um, I like Shift uh because it's, as you can see, it encompasses it's Shift is made for Google, but I can keep all of my personal emails and you know like the Cleveland Terry one, the Check 121. I have another couple of private ones, and but up here, as you can see, I can go to my emails. I can go to my Google Drive. I can go to my Google Meet, and it's all just located right up here. So I like to keep. I'm a firm believer. For me, everybody is different, but for me, I like everything to operate under one umbrella. I don't like to have multiple pages of like, oh, here's my Google Calendar. Here's my, like, I like to be able to, I like it all in one space because when there's too many tabs and windows, it just drives me crazy. To each their own. I know some people, it doesn't bother them, but it bothers the hell out of me. Okay. Let's get to some questions. And while we're getting to some questions, let me reset the box here. All right. Yeah, this Live Pro, I think it's seen better days. I think we're getting close to the end. It's hot all the time. Okay. See, are you gonna do what I hope you're not gonna do? You're still doing it. Okay. I'll figure it out. All right, so questions. Let's answer some questions while I'm messing with stuff stupidly. Mix. We don't need the mix on. Okay. Questions. Let's see what we got here. I feel like my screen is on old people mode because it is super big today. All right. I'm going to look for ask first because it's just easier to get to those. All right. DJ Reach. By the way, if you have any questions, put the hashtag ask in. That way I can see and go to them. Okay. What is your knowledge on protect mode on QSC speakers? There's a load of incidents reported, but no one is actually explaining the issue. I have not seen, nor have I really been on socials looking at QSC stuff. None of that has popped up in mine. Let's take a look. That's probably the easiest way. USC protect mode, huh? All right. It looks like there's. Okay. It's got. I assume it's AMP protect mode. There's multiple protect modes here. Looks like a 1 and a 4 seem to be the big ones. All right, let's take a look. All right. Protect 4 mode, possible speaker damage, which is kind of what I assumed. Oh, look, it's frozen. I told you. I told you. Hold on. Deactivate. Activate. You broke it. You broke it. You broke my stuff. Deactivate. Activate. Bro, I really wasn't kidding when I said this, that it's on its last leg. I might have to go to the A10 Mini. I might have to go back to that. A10 Mini, which I still love. I just ooh, that doesn't look good. There we go. It's just freezing up too much on me now. That's all. But protect mode is a message that shows up after a successful firmware update of the K2 series speaker. The message is indicated the AMP module is sensing a performance issue on the low frequency driver. If this message appears, follow the listed instructions. Okay. And then it tells you the ways to get around it. So it's your low speaker, it's your low cone, your low driver that's having problems potentially. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, chances are you've been driving your stuff too much. I mean, that's kind of the what we're getting at here, that they're kind of failing. All right, let's see what one is. I saw one in here too. USC. Hold on. Wrong keyboard. USC error. I have too many keyboards. Protection. All right. Protection mode 1. Not protect mode, it always goes back to 4. Okay. So it's a firmware. Everything I see here looks like it's been a known thing. Now, when I bought my QSCs, there was a firmware update that I had to do right off the bat, and I think it was to get around this. But having said all of that, I haven't experienced that at all. So, and I updated the firmware right in the beginning, right when I got them, and I haven't had any issues. So, no, I don't have an answer for you. It is what it is. I don't know. But I have not seen this across the board, and it has been going on for a while now. I mean, I see it all the way back to 2021 based upon the information. Yeah, 2021. Okay. Next question. All right. My rev has been speeding up when I press play. Seen a few others say they've been having same issue. I have latest Serato version and Rev 7 firmware update. Anyone heard or seen a fix? I have not experienced that, Maestro. Have people in the chat experienced it? Let's see here. Anybody? Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody, but I have not experienced that. Fortunately or unfortunately for you. But you know, when in doubt, make sure the firmware was obviously installed properly. I don't know what skipping and speeding up specifically means. Like, are you seeing the jogs actually physically speed up, or are you seeing, or in the skipping? Skipping could mean a lot of things. You know, speeding up could mean a lot of things. In all honesty, sometimes it's not even related to the actual hardware. Sometimes it's just like a software glitch. So it's hard to say right off the bat without more information. All right, Jody Hill. I'm running Serato 3.1 at the moment using a Rain 1. Is there a need to update to 3.1.3, or is it okay to stick with the version? I mean, I'm going to answer your question with a question, and that is, have you experienced any issues? You know, a lot of times the updates, you got to look into the notes about what the updates do. But a lot of the times the updates are really, yeah, there might be some bug fixes in there, but sometimes it's literally just to release a new product. So, or remove a product, depending on who you are. So I don't think you have to just look and see the difference. But considering you're in a Rain 1 and it's been out for a while, I'm sure you're probably fine. I don't always update to the most current versions. Sometimes I'll be, you know, 1 or 2 versions behind, and I'm the guy that actually reviews the stuff, because if there's nothing in the update that I need to worry about and my system's working fine, I don't always update immediately. Like, I kind of wait for, unless they tell me, oh, it's a bug fix, it fixes this specific thing in the whatever. Okay. But yeah, I don't typically do it. All right, let's see here. Oh, but that was what I was saying. Look, it's gone now. The picture in picture is gone now. It wasn't gone before. So there's just There's just something that it's dying. It's dying. I'm for sure. I believe it's dying. Okay. Let's check another question here, because this is question day, question and answers day. That's what we're gonna do. Patrick, how many DJs use an agency to get gigs? Well, if you ask scam artists, they'll tell you a lot of DJs. I know people that are with agencies. I know people that are without agencies, and I know that they all get work. Yeah. So, some people do, some people don't. I know people that are in agencies and still have to go out and get the work, find the work, and then the agency just bills said client. Um, every agency is different. Literally, every agency is different. So, I don't have an agent. A lot of my DJs that work for me that are also working DJs don't really have agents. They have connections, and the connections get them their gigs, but they're not really their agents. So it's hard to say. Hard to say. DJ Tone says, I use the Everse 8 and 12 for cocktail ceremony. I utilize the Sennheiser EWD system to transmit wireless to other speakers. Curious to what you may utilize. Same concept. Same concept. I use the X5s. Same concept. Just a wireless protocol for your speakers for your XLRs. So, I'm a fan of X5s. I know some people say they don't work for them. So you got to find what works best for you, but I haven't had any real problems. Once you understand the limitations of all your products, it makes it a lot easier for them not to kind of go crazy. Every time not every time, but a lot of times when I see people either complaining or frustrated about a product, not all the time, but a lot of it is just the fact that they don't really know the product, or they don't know the weakness of every product has a weakness. Every product. There's not one single product that's just like perfect in every way. But it's just, are you able to accept the weakness or know how to work around the weakness? That's it. Is it? And then once you have that, I don't have problems with the X5s. I know how to make sure that I'm getting a proper line of sight and that, I'm not creating more issues. Like, these are just things you start to learn when you know the gear you use. J Skills. Is there a way to hook up 2 extra spot ILS 160 moving heads to the command without the DeFi USB or DMX XLR? No, not the 160s. The 160s require the USB. These dumb things. And you know what's funny about these dumb things? They just came out with a new uplight. Battery powered uplight. Let's go to Chevet real quick, because if there's anything we like doing, it's going to Chevet and being the most positive people we can. Okay. So, which one is, I think it's this one right here. Let me make sure. It's this one. All right. So, this EasyLink Par wireless. Sorry, phone's ringing. Anyway, EasyLink Par wireless, and I pulled up the because they don't really tell you here, but there's like 3 different versions of this light. It's like a small, medium, and large, so to speak. I thought I was gonna like it. I wanted to like it because it is ILS. So I was like, well, is that an option to get some ILS uplight, since I am rocking so much ILS stuff, for my speed system? I got the command, I got the gig bar, I got the 60s, having some uplights around the room that I can just use it with the command. That just kind of makes sense. It's not my main light system, but it's an easy one. And if we were debating on whether or not, we wanted to have my other DJs, when they're using their lighting, rock this because it's just easier. It's simple, so that was kind of the idea. Anyway, this light, and remember, there's a 60 that is out that has DeFi built into the fixture. Guess what? This one requires this dumbass thing. Now, I think this is where I kind of draw the line. So in order to use the command ILS with this new uplight, this new battery powered uplight, if I buy 12 uplights, okay, 12 to 16 uplights, the standard room, right? If I buy 12 to 16 uplights, I got to buy 12 to 16 of these guys. And not only do I need to have these, but I got to plug them in every time I'm using my lights. Like, no. No. No, 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 no. The whole point of Command ILS is to make your life easier, not harder. And if you're telling me that you have an ILS fixture and your ILS fixture doesn't have these built in by now, I get it in the beginning, you're still trying to make it work. But the moment you put it into that 60 and you still opting to not put it in every single device, look, if this is a money grab, then just raise the price. How much is a DeFi USB? DeFi USB Chauvet. It is, okay, you get a 4-pack for $200. So they're about $50 a piece. First off, no. That's too expensive. For just a wireless trigger, that's way too expensive, in my opinion. These things should be like $19, $20 each. Maybe. I'll give you that. But 50 to, as Jay Skills was saying, up to $75, $76. No. So now, even at $50 a piece, I got to spend $600 in addition to the uplight that I just spent. I don't even know how much the uplight is. My guess is somewhere around either $200 or $300. That's just asinine. Why not find a happy medium and charge, an extra $20 for these? Come on. Okay. I'm sounding frustrated. We don't want to sound frustrated on the show. Nobody likes a frustrated Cleveland Terry. Then I get text messages later on like, hey man, seems like things bother you. You might want to work on that. Thank you. Random stranger. Thank you. Okay. So the price of this guy right here. Come on. Easy Link Par Q4. And it's not even a hex, but let's see. It is IDJ now. Let's check IDJ now since they're the first options that came up. And they're going to sell you a package, but $800. So 200, give or take $200 each. So technically $250 to $70 each. Just put it in the price. Just put it in the price. Please. Stop nickel and diming people. We don't like that. Please. And it's not an I. We don't like that. Chavez, if you're watching. There's a case for these uplights. Or whichever, the small, medium, and large, they have different sizes, so they have different cases. But they do provide a case. And the case is like the Command ILS case, or like the which ones were they? I think they were the non-ILS size 160. And they came in a case too. In that stupid canvas / styrofoam case that they put all their stuff in. Every bag I have is ripped. Every bag. But then they have hard cases. So sorry. Anyway, sorry, I'm just dealing with family. Sorry, let me just handle this. Okay. Nobody wants that. They want cases that last. If you're going to spend a crap ton of money on a product, it should last. And it doesn't. So they come out with hard cases, but why not just charge more? Because they can't charge more. Because if they charge more, they're afraid people aren't going to buy. And then we're in the same situation we're in now. But I think that if they just raise their rates a little bit, meet in the middle, it wouldn't be a problem. But the issue here, I'm over family. I'm over family. Well, I'm legitimately over family. Anyway, external family, not immediate family, external. You know, the family that we marry into and we have to deal with. Yeah, I'm over that right now. Like, I'm legitimately over it. Okay. Let's see. What are our other questions here? The range is good. I've never tested them fully, but there hasn't been a venue that they haven't worked in, you know, and that includes, but the range on the normal wireless Freedoms, the range was always good on those too. Never had an issue. In fact, I think the range on the Freedoms are better than the range on these guys, but they all work. I haven't had any issue. You know, typically speaking, the only difference I get is the farther away they are. It's just science and physics. You know, that radio signal has to take time to get to wherever it's going. So sometimes if I'm rocking like a party mode and then I go to change the and I go to change the light, it might take a second for the lights in the back, the far back to change, but they all change. But I don't know the range though, specifically. Max SPL, for your TVs and LED wall, are you using music videos or photographics? Is it worth building a video collection in 2024? I don't know the answer to that because I can't answer that for you. Is it worth building a video collection? If you plan on doing things like this, then yes. But I mean, look, when it's all said and done, most of the time, they are not going to want a lot of music videos, specifically because a lot of music videos are quite risque. Like just normal people, normal videos now is just like people are in, you know, bathing suits and anything else. So I tend to not use videos anyway. If I use any type of videos, they're all like clips of old things that I can like kind of loop in. You know, I'm not going to trust the video director and the vision to show up on a thing, because they're all just inappropriate now. But so I use a lot of just motion graphics from different sites, and like Motion Array and things like that, and that works just as good. The key to doing an LED wall is the key to doing an LED wall is trying to anticipate what the DJ is playing, so you can make the words connect with the visuals. So that's the key. And so if they're talking about money, your clip should have something with money in it. Talking about love, your clip should have something with heart in it. Little things like that. So, but yeah, Kylie's right. The remix videos are more nightclub, and it's absolutely true. But if you're doing corporate and private events, they don't typically want that. Matthew says, what's Chevet's biggest market given the product being released? I find it hard to believe it's mobile DJs. It's absolutely mobile DJs. That's where they make the profit. It's not on their high end stuff. It's on the stuff that, it's on the Chevet DJ line. Absolutely. Same thing with, American DJ also. They're all making their money off of the stuff that they know doesn't cost anything. I mean, look, do you honestly believe that we buying overseas and getting an uplight for, $30 and a similar uplight from a competing company is $300? You truly believe that their profit margin is like, oh, ours costs us, $75, $100, $200. We don't make as much. No, they're preying upon us lowly DJs. When they come out with those swarms and they come out with, first off, I'm hip to the game now. Okay. I know that when they come out with an uplight, or they come out with anything, they're going to start out with RGB. And they've gotten a little smarter now. Like I've been seeing now that it's usually like RGB white or RGB amber. So red, green, blue, amber, or red, green, blue, white. Like I know these things. Okay. But then the following year, there will be one that has UV. That's just the way they work. Always has been. I've been in business for 17 years. They have never failed me. That's the way they work. It's the same thing as that right now there's a gig bar move. They have all these gig bar moves, ILS in black. People want them in white. What do you think is going to happen at either DJ Expo or next year's NAMM? They will have a white version. I can guarantee it. That's just the way it works. What year F-150 do you have? What? Okay, come on. What are we doing right now? No, it's not diesel, because I'm not crazy. No, it's a, I don't know, man. It's 20, what are we in, 24? So I bought it, January of, or I think it was February, but somewhere around January of 23. Yeah. 23. So it could have been, second half 22. All right. But no, it's a V8. No diesel. Okay. ADJ is now the Pro line. And Eliminator is their DJ. It's all the same. It's all the same. The only thing that's gonna screw us is if, for all you Americans, is if they really do put tariffs on, like severe tariffs on China. That's gonna hurt really bad, because the prices are gonna go through the roof. Okay. DJ Graphology. Not tech related, but DJ related. It's a DJ show. That's okay. Just got my CRM. That's a content management system for you people that don't know. HoneyBook, up and running this year. Newbie question: should I put all my clients through it, even the ones that pay the day of? Absolutely. I mean, if you want to be able to track your sales and run analysis and quickly see what you've made for the year and your projections, all that stuff. I mean, I don't know if HoneyBook has a better analytics. That's why I didn't go with HoneyBook when I first started. But yeah, you want everything to run through it. You want it to be as seamless as possible, cash or not, unless you're trying to hide something. And then if you were trying to hide something, HoneyBook is not going to dictate how you hide your money. If the general rule is from a tax perspective, the general rule is if it hits your account, your bank account, then you got to claim it. That's the general rule. Matthew, day of is very common. There's nothing wrong with day of. Just so we know, there's nothing wrong with day of. The trick to day of is making sure that they understand that you're not going to do any work until they pay. That's it. That's the rule. Even for the people that are like, I'll pay you day of. I'm like, that's fine. You will pay me in a cashier's check or cash on the day of before we start. Not after, before. If you don't pay me before, we're not starting. As a matter of fact, I've had it happen before. It's not common. And normally speaking, mine is required 2 weeks before the event, so it has a chance to clear. But some people, we just don't have it or whatnot, or I'm waiting for something, whatever. That's fine. And I have literally, I'm okay, Nigel. I'm still fine. Setting up, like, hey, got the money? Yes, it's coming. It's on its way. Okay, cool. And still setting up. I'm done. When's the money going to be here? Oh, it's going to be here, right before, one of my family's bringing it. Okay, cool. And I remember this. So there's a cocktail speaker playing, and they're kind of pushing the envelope, right? So it's about, I want to say like 6:45. Party's technically about to start. And I go back to the client and I say, hey, sorry to bother you and your happy time, but I need to get paid per our contract, or I can't start. Oh, come on, man. It's coming. Don't worry about it. It's coming. I understand, but, we won't start the party. So, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Whatever, 7:00 or 8:00 rolls around. It's time to start the party. And I'm standing there at the DJ booth. And this one wasn't actually my company. This was before. So the reason why I was more reluctant was because it wasn't my company, and I'm standing at the DJ booth and the guy's like, hey, let's get it started. Let's get it started. And I look at him and I said, we have not received your final payment. He goes, oh, come on. It's coming. I told you it's coming. I said, I understand, but I'm not allowed to play a single song until the final payment is received. What do you mean, man? This is trash. People start coming up to me. Come on. He's good for it. Look, we're all here. We're all guaranteeing we're going to pay. We're good. It's not my problem. I will not play anything until we get paid. And if you don't pay me within the next 20 minutes, I'm going to break down all my stuff and I'm leaving. And strangely, what happened? Well, they all got together. The entire party all got together and pulled together funds, 1s, 5s, 10s to pay me. And then I pressed play. Anyway, All right, let's see what else we got here. We got 11:38. More like a slight speeding up for the song for maybe not even half a second. I'm using MacBook One M1 Pro. Only happens on startup. It started the words. Okay, speeding up on the song. So Maestro, what do you mean it's what do you mean it only happens on startup? Are you referring to the you press the start button like you're like it's your Q button? Ah, that's not it. Okay, let me use this. All right. So I'm assuming I'm trying to find one. This is ridiculous. This is definitely first world problems. As I'm literally moving controllers everywhere to make it work. Okay. I was gonna use the Omnis, but the Omnis has the funky letters. Okay. Uh my poor camera. My field world is dead. Okay. All right. So all right. We have Q button and a play button. Q button is exactly what it sounds like. It's for setting up a temporary queue. All right. So you see James Hype doing this all day long with his dilly. Then we have our play pause. All right. Now, on a normal controller like this, if you play and pause, it's instantaneous. Starts up, right? It is essentially another cue point. Same thing if you were using like the 1000 or the SX, anything like that. It's going to play immediately. On the Rev 7, if I'm reading you correctly, on the Rev 7, it is designed to function more like a turntable. So when you hit play pause, there is a ramp up, a speed ramp up. Just it's slight, but it's there. So if I'm hearing this correctly, so the way around this, instead of using the play pause button to start up your track, the trick is there is no instant start for Rev 7 and J. Just so you there's no way around this. No instant start. But the way actually no, there's no instant start. I'm like I use it all the time. So so the way around this is very simple. You're going to set your cue point up. And normally this would be brighter, but I'm missing a lamp here that's not turning on. Okay. The way around this is the same way you can do this for any controller out there. But the trick is to hit your cue point, hold your cue point, and that's your cue point is an instant start. All right. Then after that, you just hit your play button. So you press it down, hit your play button. Now, the other thing, which is a much better choice, and that's using silent cue. Okay. On the box, the silent cue sits right above the faders, the up faders, and then to the right. That's right and left. So that's where the silent cue is. Turn on your silent cue, and then you can hit the play button, and the song will ramp up. Doesn't matter. Just keep it going. It's just a mute. It's just being muted, right? And then when you're ready to start it, hit the cue button. You can keep both faders open. You know, that's one of the cool things about it. Because on a silent cue, let's just say that this cue was silent cue. Once you hit it, it mutes this channel. And so this channel is going to run. The song's going to run. Okay. And then this fader can be open because it's essentially muting this channel right here. So this part won't matter. You can keep it open. You can keep everything up. And then when you're finally ready, you hit the button, it unmutes it and goes directly to that cue point. That's the only way. You can't get around that. The Rev 7 is designed to do it that way. There's no way around it. You're always going to have a slight delay, no matter how much you don't want a slight delay. And that is 100% intentional. Okay. I know it. I haven't used it, so I don't have an opinion on it. And I probably won't have an opinion on it in all honesty. It's not really a software for me. I've seen it. I've seen all the crazy things that it can do. But I don't think so. Not for me anyway. I might review it on one day. But I don't know. It seems real gimmicky. Just an opinion. Okay. What do you do? DJ Civil says, do you believe it's time to push all music from the 90s to the archive crates? Why? The 90s. Why in the world would you be archiving your 90s crates? Are you only playing for 21-year-olds? Am I missing something? You know, you don't play. Do you not play private parties? You only play like nightclubs? Because the 90s and the 2000s are literally the generation that we are in. For anybody that's in their 40s and early 50s. So that doesn't really make sense. It kind of seems like, maybe you're archiving the 70s. If anything, the 70s are still great. I pretty much stopped playing anything 50s, 60s. And if I'm playing like Motown, it's like very specific Motown, yeah, 90s are it right now. You telling me you're not playing any Dre? You're not playing any like old school Eminem. You're not playing you're not playing, I mean, even Sir Mix-a-Lot. That was like late 80s. But all the hot stuff is in 90s and 2000s. I would say, I don't know, 95 to 2005 is like, that's like the wonder years right now. And I mean, that's like saying I no longer play the next episode. Like, I don't know. Hey, to each their own, but like, I couldn't live without my 90s right now. This is the issue, especially with things like TikTok. TikTok, Instagram, all those old songs make a comeback, and everybody's either remaking or being inspired by a lot of those songs. Well, Rob Bass is an 80s jam. My fault, wrong year. Why can't you play It Takes Two? You know what I mean? Like, why can't you play It Takes Two? It's still a classic. Push It is still a classic track that still works. I think a lot of the issues that DJs face, okay, we all do it. It's not just specific to you. But a lot of issues that the DJs face is that they are sick of the music. when your clients are not. You play it so much that you think it's time uh, to retire it. But to that client or to that group of people that are at the party that haven't been out to dance for, 6 months to a year, and then you play a song, they're just like, okay. And you play a song, I'll get back to that. And you play a song, and they're like, oh my God, nostalgia. This was the best time. I love this song. They dance and they sing, have a great time. Now, Civil says they seriously turned around. What the hell? Look, I'm not one to judge. I mean, I am one to judge, but I'm not one we don't judge on this channel, on this show. I judge you in real life. No, but in general, you do what you want to do. But I have experienced, okay? And don't take it the wrong way. Don't take it personal. Just hear it as information. I have experienced anytime people say, well, I played this song and then everybody turned around. That does not tell me that the song was a bad choice or a bad song. It potentially tells me that it was jarring. So maybe you were in something else and then you went there and then they were like, why would you go here? This is a weird feeling. Where you're doing something else. I don't know. I don't have your playlist. I didn't hear the way you mixed it. So I'm just assuming. Okay. I'm just assuming, but I play all types of music from 70s to now. And normally speaking, when I turn around, it's because you didn't make the proper transitions to get to that place. I'm not just dropping It Takes Two. I'm not dropping It Takes Two as a room opener. Okay. However, if I'm dropping Poison, if I'm dropping, things like, anything, Belle Biv DeVoe, something like that, then yes, then it makes a nice transition. But there's certain things that you start with and there's certain things you don't. And I wouldn't start with It Takes Two. There is no topic. We're having a conversation. But the topic is about music. What are considered oldies now? Oldies depends on your situation. Oldies to me are anything disco is pretty much for me as far as I can go. Disco sprinkled in with some super Motown classics, unless I'm playing for 60 to 70 to 80 year olds, which I have done plenty of times. Then I can go back to the Motown era. But disco for normal parties, and that would be a wedding of a couple that's 23, 24 years old, and then their parents, which are 44 to 50 to even 60 years old. Disco is about as far as you can go. Isn't that called open format? We're not talking about open format, so it's yes, but that's not what we're talking about though. We're talking about a specific genre of music, meaning the 90s. So but it just depends. Harry G is saying, play what works with your audience. Don't watch the age. I don't even know what that means, Harry. I mean, I know what that means. It's just a very broad and blanket statement that I don't necessarily agree with, because you need to have some defining points, right? And one of the things is an easy find is, age. Okay, they're this age. I know for a fact, them being this age, I can operate in here. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't operate outside of it. That's why I know when I'm playing. Look, I'm doing bar mitzvahs. I'm playing for 13-year-olds and 40 to 50-year-olds. That is a huge jump. And keeping all those people on the floor is a complicated thing. When they want nothing but, you choose Carnival and Mobamba and all that stuff. The adults don't want anything to do with that. So you have to be able to play effectively. here's the thing. I know that because of things like TikTok and things like this, that I can play the ABBAs, you know, I can play You Can't Touch This. I can play This Is How We Do It, as Philip Ton just said. You know, I know that those are still open to me because they know them too. So it's not just about looking at a crowd. You do have to understand the dynamics of the crowd you're working for too, you know. But there's certain things that I won't play just because I know they're not going to work. They're not going to work for the crowd that I'm doing it for, you know. But that's experience, and everybody has their own experiences, and everybody has their own areas that they work in that they know, you know. But I think everybody goes into a party with an understanding of where they want to go. Nobody walks in and just says, let me just play some music and who knows what'll happen. The people will dance or not. I don't know. Nobody does that. Nobody who DJs on a professional level does that. You walk in, you look around, you check out the space, you check out your cocktail music. That's also an indicator. You know, what are they doing during cocktail? You know, are they bouncing around to the thing? You look around, you see how able-bodied they are. All the things, you're looking for all the pieces. And that only happens when you're there, when that group is on the dance floor. I don't care if you know these people from before. That is not the same people when they are on the dance floor. Okay? It's legitimately, and I've said this before, the dance floor is the mob, not like the gangster mob. It is a crazy, intense group of people. It's a mob. And what happens with the mob? If somebody dictates a certain way, people will react to that, whether that mean everybody gets angry and they start throwing things, or everybody, you know, whatever the case may be. The mob is different than the people that are in the group. So that's why when people are like, oh, hey, you know, you need to play this song. And then I'm like, this song's not going to work for this. What do you mean? I love that song. She loves that song. Oh, it's the 2 people out of the 200 people love that song. Not playing it. You know why? Because I'm playing for the mob. I'm not playing for the people. Okay. My whole job as a DJ is to make sure that the mob is dancing. Not that so-and-so loves Come On Eileen and the mob doesn't on this particular party. Now, I'm not saying if it's the client and the client's like, oh, I like this music. Okay. That's a whole different thing, right? But random people, if I don't feel it's going to work for the mob, I don't play it. You know, and that's from experience and doing what you do. All right, let's see here. What did I miss? Did I get all my asks? Okay, perfect. All right, how do I clear out this? I took out. Oh, that's why. Okay, there we go. All right. There's no new music out worth playing. None? Really? None? I don't know that I agree with that. I mean, there's plenty of new music. Now, I think the real question is, and look, this is specific. Is there, you know, the groups you play for, no new music because they're 85? I mean, yes, technically speaking, depending on the age bracket you're in, there's no new music. Like if you're like oh, they love Motown. I mean, even then, there's music. And guess what? When Amy Winehouse's, I think it's out now or coming out, when that thing comes out, people are going to start requesting Amy Winehouse again. And you know what? Once they start requesting Amy Winehouse, then you have the ability to go into Motown because it's a Motown fill. See how that works? Like you can always go places. So now when people are asking for, you know, Nicki Minaj's Everybody, you can go into a junior senior. You can hop around. You can have fun with it. If they go into Freaky Girl, Now you can play You Can't Touch This, which means you can go into some Push It and Baby Got Back and all these things because the vibe is the same. It's all about vibe. It's not about time period. It's about vibe. In my opinion. By the way, DJ Maestro, want to thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you. This is how we go on living. You know, we try to provide a service, and you know, if you can appreciate that service with some super chats or being a member, joining the community, that helps me continue to do this every single Thursday. So I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, let's see here. I am one of your students. I don't have any students. Nobody's paying me tuition. Mulberry in the building. What's going on? All right, let's see here. Do you give tech writers to all your clients' venues? No, because normally we bring our equipment. So my tech writer is what I require from my own company. However, if we are doing a nightclub, which we do tons of nightclubs, not nightclubs for like, we do private events at nightclubs and venues that have their own stuff. And yes, they ask for writers and we tell them what we need. So, but not to all of them. Okay. What is the best laptop to use for DJing? Well, there is no such thing as a best laptop, but I think the M MacBooks are pretty damn perfect. I don't have any PC recommendations because I don't use PC. I use Mac. I mean, I have used PC, but even that company that was making specific DJ related computers can't seem to make specific DJ related computers with Windows 11. So, in my opinion, anything with an M1 or an M processor or higher, and that includes iPads, you're good to go. All right. Let's see. Rocky, I think it's a Rocky, says, I think as DJs, we're sometimes play for ourselves and for our nerdy peers, but forget to rock the crowd. Excuse me. Particularly if you're inexperienced, you could be great bedroom DJ, but rocking a crowd is different. This is very, very true. Very true. So we have to study the dance floor. Well, yes, you should always be studying. Okay. Dance floors are constantly evolving. Okay. You're reading the crowd on a minute by minute evaluation. Play a song, you look up, you look at the crowd, you look from left, you look to right, you see, you go around. Okay, are people smiling? Are they happy? Are they doing this? You know, are they mouthing the song? Do they have moves to the song? Are they having a good time? Every song you are doing this. Every song. If you're not doing this every song, then they have come to see you specifically. They booked or paid for that ticket to see the whatever DJ name you are show. And that's different. But if you're doing a private event, your whole job is to keep people dancing. So you have to read every song. Okay. Are you going upstairs? You know, and when I say stairs, I'm talking about energy levels. Are you taking people up? Up, you know, and then, okay, you got them there. Okay, let's bring them down for a minute. Let's reset. Okay, now we're maybe in a different genre or a different energy set. Now we're going back up again, up. And then we go from there. Are you doing that? Or are you doing this? You take them up and you drop them down. And you take them up and then you drop them down. And then you take them halfway and then you drop them down and you take them up. Like, are you all over the place? So people don't understand the story you're trying to tell, and your energy levels are all over the place and people don't know how to react to that. There are things that need to be done. But everything that I just explained is nonstop. Like if you don't leave an event with a little bit of exhaustion, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I feel like either they are super, super easy, which those parties do exist. And those are the greatest parties where you're like, I can play anything and they're going to just dance their butt off. Anything I play, they're just ready to go. Like almost like post pandemic parties, like that, those first few. I'm not talking about the country, so please don't do we never stopped. I'm talking in general. But those first few, man, it didn't matter what you played. You could be playing Tutti Frutti, and they'd be like, "That's my jam, Tutti Frutti." Oh, Rudy, it's a remix. But as we've gone back to now, and we've continued to push, and there are more parties and more parties, people, they're not the same now. Now they're back to normal. The normal demanding crowds. So I think that in general, this is a blanket statement. So there are going to be pieces that don't matter. All right. But in general, if you are DJing an event and people aren't asking you for a whole bunch of requests, okay? If you're on an event and they're doing that and they're not doing that, you're doing your job typically. Now, you're always going to get people that are like, play whatever. That happens. Like you have people that are going to ask for things early that you knew you were going to play. That's different. Okay. Especially in a club environment. But in general, if they're not asking you for music, then you're doing your job. That's it. But if you find yourself having people ask for music and it's not even close to what you're playing and you're getting consistent questions for that, typically you haven't been playing the right music to begin with. No, there's limits to it. Like I know if I play a Israeli party or a Persian party, basically any ethnic party, Israeli, Persian, Hispanic, Latin. If I play any of these things, this is the one thing that I know for sure. The one thing, no matter what I'm playing throughout the night, no matter what, it could be the best music and they're having the best time, no matter what I'm playing. As soon as I play something that is specific to their ethnicity, I play some Latin music, I play some Persian music, I play some Israeli music. Guess what? After that song, you're stuck there now. The moment you open the door, you literally open the floodgates. And then after that, they're going to be requesting all night. That's the only, kind of anomaly, but it happens every time. The moment you start playing, you're like, oh, okay. Hey, do you have this and this and this and this and this song and this song? Bollywood's the same thing. Yep, exactly, Philip. Exactly. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, 12:07. We have till 12:30 today. Let's see here. I mean, yes, this is true. I think as people age, a lot of people aren't willing to listen to new stuff. If I didn't have to, would I listen to new horrible SoundCloud rapper music? Probably not. But you gotta learn to love what you do. Learn to love the music. You don't have to don't love the music. If that's not your music, you don't have to love the music. You can love the You can love the energy. You can love the reaction. And that's my high. I get high off of how the crowd gets crazy. That's my thing. So, even the music I don't like, I'm just like, I know this is going to get the energy I need. Give me my endorphins. I need my high. They're not like us. I'm kidding. That's crazy. I do not agree. You have to dig, fam. I don't know if you're talking to me or not, but I will say this, okay? Because you're probably talking to me. We are not going to agree on this, okay? We're absolutely not going to agree on this because there are I'll say there's two types of DJs, but there are types of DJs that only see us DJing if we're giving the crowds new music, if you're giving the crowds something different. And while I agree with that on certain types of events, to make a statement that says you got to dig, no, you have to be current. You have to know what the people are listening to, but depending on the party you're doing dictates what you do. And I can guarantee you this, if I'm playing, and look, digging is relative. Okay. Like you can pull up a classic track or something that is, maybe people haven't listened to in a long time and drop that. That's essentially the digging, but I'm not playing a brand new song that nobody's ever heard of because I like it on one of these parties. Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? I mean, that's the whole point of DJing. Okay, maybe, but my whole point of DJing, the reason that the client pays me specifically is to keep that energy up and to keep them going. And I know if a song that I love, they've never heard, they're not dancing to it. And that's sort of in general right now. And even at nightclubs, if you play something that, they don't know, they kind of stop. I mean, yeah, they might move in place, but like, it's not the same as it used to be. I know people want to tell us this and be like, you just got to go out and, you just got to do you. And yes, you have to do you. Absolutely. But the only difference now is that there's more of a range of music that people listen to. You know what I mean? So you got people that listen to Spotify, people that listen to Apple Music, people listen to SoundCloud. So you have more of a range. It's actually technically harder now because there's so many different places that people can get music that you are kind of stuck. So you're down to be able to make a decision, and the decision is, okay, I got people that love SoundCloud rappers here, and I got people that love radio here, and I got people here that love underground hip hop here. None of these people work together. So I got to play the classics. I got to play stuff that every one of these groups are going to know. So you're going to have a group that's annoyed that you're not playing SoundCloud rapper. Okay. But if you play SoundCloud rapper, the rest of the crowd's going to leave the floor. That's your job as a DJ. It's curating and making sure that you're playing the right stuff to keep people on the floor. Now, you want to give them something new that nobody's ever heard of? You better sandwich that into something amazing, because that's the only way you're going to get people to be like, "Ooh, what is this?" The days of, "What are you playing?" "Oh, I haven't heard this." And they're kind of gone. Now, I know I'm saying controversial stuff here. I know I am, but I don't know. I've been in the market. I've been in the industry. I've dropped new tracks that are banging. There's one club. There's like one or two clubs that I DJ at, not that exist. Okay. But there's a couple of clubs I DJ at that literally look for new music, new vibes, high energy vibration music. Okay. I love playing those clubs. Love playing them because I can play whatever the hell I want. But they're expecting that. That's what the crowd wants. They want to hear something new. They want to feel new energy, like a brand new drug. But that's not the world. The world is literally instant orders and fast reactions. Play this song. I love this song. Play this song. You have it on your phone. You've been playing it all day. I know. Play it now anyway. I love this song. That's the world right now. Everything's a jukebox. You know? Now, the object is to be able to DJ within that jukebox and still have your artistic integrity and ability. You know. But teach their own. Now, if people are booking you specifically because you're out of the box, because you do things differently, then do you. You know, like the whole look, you know, I love Nick. He's a friend of mine. Okay. But the stuff that he does on some of his parties, most people couldn't get away with. Okay. It's just facts. They couldn't get away with them. Even if it's a dope transition, they won't work on a party because people will literally just like stop and be like, what are you doing? Now, people are booking him specifically for that show, for the Nick Spinelli DJing. He's created that lane for himself. He's allowed to do it. Okay? They're paying him specifically to give them that. But in general, most people are not. Most people, they're at a party you're doing, the energy is crazy. People having a great time. They're like, I want the same party on my party. Just do what you did at that party. I've literally had people be like, hey, can you just get that playlist from that party? No, I can't get that playlist. Well, yeah, but that's what we want. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to play that music, but your crowd is absolutely not the same as the crowd that we had. You know, I've had people who are like, oh, we saw you here, but it was different on this party. Yeah, because the client requested a very specific type of whatever. And that's where we had to stay. That's why it was different. You know, now, of course, you can just say, I don't want to do this party and say, I don't do parties like that. That's your prerogative, you know, but I don't know. I think there's a balance between, you know, keeping your integrity and earning a living too. You know, and a lot of people that I see with integrity over everything, which I'm not saying integrity is a wrong word, but the whole point is passion, I guess, you know, passion over everything, artistry over everything. Those are the people that usually have no money. And that's not a disrespectful claim. That's just what I've experienced. Now they're happy, I think, but they're not making no money. If you are making it, you are an anomaly. Okay. DJ Trace says, and okay, we got 15 minutes. I don't know what's going on with TLM. I haven't talked to him in a little while. I mean, I know he's got his family stuff and he's got the band that he tours with on occasion. So sometimes he got stuff to do. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on as of late. You know, he took a kind of a long hiatus before and he just kind of goes and comes and goes. You know, let him do his thing. Where's the performer? The performer is out and about. If you're asking when it's being reviewed or when the embargo lifts, I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I can't tell you. So then are you using BeatSource streaming at your parties in order to take requests? Why do you need BeatSource to take requests? Requests don't mean you don't have it. Requests just mean that they would like a song played. So why do I need BeatSource to make that happen? Most of the time I had my client this weekend when I was in the Bay Area. I was playing the song in the background. Literally. I think I was playing like Drop It Like It's Hot by Snoop Dogg. Playing it in the background. He comes up because I'm literally like throwing in accents and says, hey, can you play Drop It Like It's Hot? And I literally just turned him around and said, he goes, oh man, thank you. Requests don't mean you don't have them. Request just means you're not playing it at the moment and they like the song. The mic volume is absolutely not low. If it's low, it's probably coming from your side. In all honesty, because I'm looking at my volume right now. I haven't adjusted it. It's the normal volume that it's always at. I'm looking at the audio card meter. It's running full blast. So I got to assume it's not my volume. Okay. Um, uh, let's see here. What do we got here? You ever have issues with Beatport's SoundCloud music not loading fully? Absolutely. Sometimes the stream doesn't work. You know, if it's not loading fully, that means it's turning off during stream, and you're probably using Serato. It doesn't really matter anything. Serato, um, positive or negative, depending on how you look at it. Serato will play once it has a certain amount of um, uh, audio in the cache. It'll start to play. But if your um, if your internet sucks, sometimes you can get bottlenecked and it runs out of audio before the internet can match it, and then you'll have dead air. So that does happen. That does happen. Uh, how often do you reorganize crates? Um, okay, so your crates, your crates don't have to be reorganized all the time. Okay, first off, I'm not talking about current music, but let's just say 90s music, 80s music, 70s music. They're not making new versions of this music. The decade's gone. So when your crates are done, they're pretty much done. Okay. If anything, maybe you're adding in a track or two. You're like, oh, I totally forgot about this song. Let me throw this in my 80s crate too. The only crates that I really update on my private events, and look, I update other crates that are like, oh, I'm adding in Catronile style music. I got a Catronile playlist folder that I just put anything that sounds remotely like Catron to that vibe. I'll throw that in there, you know. But I update my Latin folders, you know, anything that has current music in it. So my adult playlist I update all the time. My adult playlist, my kids, hip hop slash, you know, good music that gets updated all the time because the music keeps changing. But yeah, but for the older stuff, it doesn't need to change. Once you're done, you're pretty much done. Now, it's not a reorganizing, because reorganizing to me feels, this could be wrong, but feels like you're kind of playing from 1 to 30. Okay? But when I DJ, everything just sits in those folders. I have an R&B, I have a women's R&B folder, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, women's R&B. Okay? Anything that is dope women's R&B goes in those folders. They're not in a list, they're not in an order. It's literally just about having the songs in the folder. Then I can look in the folder and decide what I want to play. So I don't have to reorganize because it's never organized. It's my bin. So like my adult folder for all of my parties has anything from 90s to now to, you know, classic rock, everything. And it's just in the folder. I don't have a set list. I play what is required to keep people on the dance floor. That's the key. Have you ever had issue with your Serato crates where you can't select it? I've been having that issue with some of my Serato crates. I do have an older Mac and using an older Serato version. I've, every so often, but not lately. You know, my issue is that there's a bug in Rekordbox, because every time I use Rekordbox, I always find this bug, and it's a simple bug, but it's still there. And it's when you go to search a folder, right? And let's say your song pops up. If one song pops up and it's the only one that's highlighted, you can't load the song every so often because it's technically waiting for you to select it, but it's been auto selected. So, so you just have to kind of work around that. It's still a bug, it still exists, but yeah, but I haven't really experienced that can't select a folder. Jeremiah Superman, and that's one of my guys at Check 1 2, being funny. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, fam. Yes, we remove controversial artists all the time. As a matter of fact, we recently, I mean, obviously, you know, we're like, first off, let's remove the political ramifications of anything I say here. Okay. I'm only speaking about the artists and the actions today, whether you agree or don't agree. Okay. I don't care. I'm just talking about what my company does. So we do a lot of bar and bat mitzvahs. We do a lot of Israeli events and things like that. So there are certain groups or certain artists that we don't play, you know? So like we don't play Kanye. It's not allowed. The only the only caveat is that we we play Carnival. Carnival's a hot track. Kanye doesn't come on until the third verse. We play up to the third verse, then we get out. But you know, as Araki says, we haven't played R. Kelly in forever. We haven't gotten up to the Diddy yet. And nobody's really playing Diddy music specifically. They're playing Bad Boy music, and in my mind, if you're not on the track, okay, then it doesn't matter. So I think there's a difference between, like, if it's a Biggie song, I'm gonna play a Biggie song. I don't even care if he's saying take that, take that. It's not his song, you know. But like, I think even though I haven't played in a long time, but the Mason Puffy song, what is that? More Money, More Problems. I don't think I'll be playing that one anymore. I think that one's going to disappear, you know. But in general, if I can get away from playing the person while retaining the artist, I will do that. You know, I mean, for instance, American Boy, classic track. Women love that song, you know. But in the beginning of that song, it comes in with his rap. I just re-edited it in Serato Studio. It took him out, made the first part an acapella of the chorus, and then right after, you know, You'll Be My American Boy, it goes right into the Hey Sister part after his verse. And it works. I can still play the song. So that's it. That's it. More, it's just, you know, there's certain things we don't play. Right now, you know, for Israelis, you know, and it's not just about, keep in mind, it's not just about the group you're playing for. It's for the group you could be playing for. You know, it's not about necessarily the client, which is why, you know, we don't play dirty music on parties, you know, in general, especially bar mitzvahs. But if I'm at an adult wedding and they're all adults, and, you know, or like a 50th anniversary or 50th birthday that they're throwing for their husband or their wives, yeah, some dirty versions will pop up if there are no children. Okay, nothing wrong with that. But we don't play dirty versions of music on our bar mitzvahs. Some people ask me why. You know, why? It's simple, because you're not our only client. And there's a lot of people out there that hear dirty music and they're like, I don't want this on my party. So why would I create a conversation that I shouldn't need to make? You get it? Like, now I have to convince people that on your party, I'm not going to play dirty music over and over again. No, we're not doing that. So I just don't play it. And it just makes it easy. And people that get mad at me, and clients are like, well, we're okay with it. Partnership. You book me for a service, I provide said service. But we both have our rules on what we will and won't do, what we're comfortable with and not comfortable with. We both have our understanding as a partnership. So if I tell you, well, I don't play dirty music, and they say, well, we want it, and I say, it goes against my business practices, so I'm not playing it. So if you want us, you're going to have to deal with clean music. If you don't want us, go and hire some schmuck off the street who'll play all that dirty music. That's great, but we won't. And once they agree, there should be no more questions. There should be no more questions. And I had literally had a client like not even remotely listen to me or read my contract. She didn't care. She's entitled, privileged. She's got her stuff. She knew exactly what she wanted. And I get to the party and she's like, my son is very, very annoyed that you're not playing any dirty music. And I said, well, your son's just going to be annoyed. He's just going to be disappointed tonight because we don't do that. And we don't do that. And I've said it to you 14 times. You think I'm going to change because you're talking to me? You think you're just going to talk me into submission? No, I've been doing this a lot longer than you have. College parties are completely different. High school parties are completely different. And if I'm doing a party at your house, okay? I've done this before where they're like, oh, we're going to throw a party at our house on a Friday night. It's a whole bunch of 14, 15-year-olds, but they only want dirty versions. Cool. That's not my bread and butter. I'll play that then. But I'm not playing it on a party where I have grandma and a 5-year-old and, I'm not doing that. Sorry. I'm not doing that. Hire somebody else. Anyway, how do you deal with a father-in-law asking for a song from the 50s every 10 minutes? Well, I think at a certain point, you play a song from the 50s. Doesn't have to be, look, music requests don't have to be when they ask for them. If the song doesn't work for when you're playing it, play it later. Play it during downtime. Play it when, you serve food and maybe people are finally starting to finish food, you finish dinner or whatever, and you play it then at the tail end. So if people want to get up to that song, they can. If they want to. But you don't have to play a song in the heat of the heart of the party because somebody asked for it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's your job. I had perfect example. I literally had my conversation yesterday. All right. Clients booking us, for next year. And, we had a great conversation and everything. And we're just chatting it up. And she says, oh, well, do we get to choose our songs, what we want, what we, all the stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you'll be able to tell us music you want to hear, music you don't want to hear. It's all in the questionnaire. Goes out about a month before your event. Okay, great. And then we're still talking. And then we're about to end the call. And she's like, oh yeah, my sister-in-law, is a singer-songwriter. So she's going to go in there and she's going to put in all the songs that won't be good for the party. And I literally, my entire demeanor just stopped and said, don't do that. Don't do that. What? Don't do that. Let the DJ do his job. Everybody's got a job to do. And we know more about music than most people do. We have forgotten more music than most people have. Yeah, exactly. It's just better to just not have. Now I have clean versions and dirty versions. There's a couple of songs that I've did Serato flips on, a couple of Biggie tracks, but in general, yeah. Anyway. Oh god, Superman, why you can ask me anytime. But actually, I'm ending, so I'll have to tell you, when we see each other. But in general, a good starter system depends on your budget. That's it. It depends on your budget. Just depends. Okay. DJ Mentor told me years ago it doesn't matter, so why play it if it doesn't matter? Okay, so that's a relative term there, okay? Because there are definitely certain songs that require the dirty versions. Like at a club, there's certain songs I'm not playing clean versions of. They will look at me like I'm crazy. And I've done that before. I'm like, oh, I only have this version, and I got to play it. And then I'm like, oh, I can totally feel them like wanting to scream out the bad words and looking at me like, ugh. And I'm like, ugh. Yeah. So I have dirty songs and I got clean songs. I've even done the the biggie ones because it defaults to the clean version on the flips. So I have to change them. But sometimes if I'm mixing fast and I drop a new song, I'm like, oh, I totally forgot that there was a clean. Now you can just turn off the flip and then it'll go back to the dirty, or turn it on if you've forgotten to. But it's always funny to me when that happens. Yeah. So there's certain songs you got to play. You got to play dirty versions of. You have to. But you're not playing those on your private events. You're playing those at clubs and things like that. Let's see here. What about the Rain 4 controller? What about it? It's not out yet. I have two Mackie Tops 15XTs. I know the speaker. Those are fine. The kids usually rap the dirty version out loud to the clean version anyway. Exactly. And that's what I tell the client. Like, look, because they're like, we don't want them saying all the bad words and we don't want them cussing. I'm like, it doesn't matter what I play. They're going to say the bad words. We play clean versions. That's why I don't understand why it matters so much that I'm playing this version when you're just going to scream out the dirty parts anyway. And you're not cool. You're not cool, 13-year-old, because you're playing the dirty version. It doesn't make you cool. And I don't care. I don't care. Anyway. Philip says, and DJ Patrick, thank you for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you. My coffee break's going to be me literally ending this thing and going off, but I want to give it 2 hours, and that's at 12:40, I think. Ask often. There's one song that is a high school's anthem that year. I only discovered this when I'm taking requests, and I always wish I built up more. How do you go about identifying those tracks? Okay. I mean, that's a tough one. You have to just, you got to be entrenched. Okay. That's the problem. I think, a lot of people, they want to know the current stuff, but like, they're not really entrenched in the music. So they don't even know when a new track comes out. They have to be told. And we run into this typically through the summer, like anything that happens between like mid-June to mid-August, that's our downtime, right? So we're not pulling new music. And then somebody will ask, because I'm like, oh, do you have this song? And you're like, oh, thank God I have streaming, because yes, these songs I didn't know about. And then by the time you get to like, the third week of the new parties, you're fine again. But yeah, those first couple are always hard. And even if you think and there's a lot of playlists. Spotify has great playlists. Apple Music has great playlists for stuff that they consider to be like in high rotation. Okay. I don't really buy into Billboard anymore. I don't think it's relevant, but I don't think it matters as much anymore. I just don't think people aren't listening to music, to the radio like they were before. So you have to kind of know that stuff that's in between the music, but in general, yeah. Angelo says, I checked the TikTok charts. Yeah. That's a good base to look at, when in doubt, TikTok it out. Bars. Yeah. Yeah, that's I'm happy for you, Mixed Master. It'd be nice if we only had to have one version, but we don't. Okay, Wickham, what kind of moving head would you use with a pair of both lighting picks mounted on gravity sands? I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, not that I wouldn't use a mover, but it doesn't matter what the mover is. It doesn't matter what kind of mover. It matters what you need for your party. I don't know I would assume that if you're using both lighting, and both lighting is probably using one of the, probably the international radio protocol, that you'd probably want to stick to what it is that you're using. Because, well, you want to be able to talk to it. So, 100. So, oh, come on. Yeah. It's dead. It is dead. I'm curious real quick. Can I get away with this? Let's see. The joy, man, the joy. Oh, does this one not work? Right. Damn it. I gotta find my other one. Okay. So there'll be no computer usage today. But I can see it here. It looks very much like the JMAS VersaFlex bar that I'm seeing here. So any mover will work with that. Any mover. But it looks like the VersaFlex light bar. I don't have an opinion about anything that Rick Webb sells. Not because I have an issue with Rick or anything like that. I don't have an opinion because I haven't used any of his product. So I don't have an opinion on it. I mean, we're all understanding, right, that Rick's gear are just, rebadged overseas product. So it's not specific to Rick per se, if that makes any sense. So I don't have an opinion. I think if you're, I mean, he's essentially being the middleman for products overseas, essentially. And then because anybody, and I mean this, anybody can take, I can buy a whole bunch of uplights. I can buy 500, uplights and then have check 1, 2 put on to the fixture. I can do that right now. And then I can turn around and sell them for however many dollars I want to sell them for. Doesn't change anything. It's still the same light that you bought. So I don't have an opinion. My opinion is the overseas ones are just as solid as the ones you buy from normal, name brand companies. That's my opinion. Okay. Let's see a couple of more. And this is very true. And the moment you start taking requests, you just open the door for them. And then it's like a line of people. And that's why I just try not to. Okay. In my kid's school, it's trying to be good. Yeah, that happens all the time. Yeah, all of a sudden you're like, really? They're like, can you play this song? You're like, why would I play that song? That song is dumb and it's old. And then you play it and the whole school erupts. So I don't want to be judgmental about it. You play, if, the first one that says ask for it, you say, no. Then another person asks for it, you're like, And then that third person, you're like, okay, I'll give it a try. And then you make a moment out of it. Hey, I've been getting requests for this track all night long. Let's drop it and see what happens. That way, if it sucks and nobody reacts to it, you have a way out. You're not just playing some random song with it where they're like, why would the DJ play this dumb ass song? Set them up. Set them up. Yeah, this song gets requested all the time too. Absolutely. Okay, let's see here. There is no affordable. The most affordable is record pools. Oh, let me back up. The most legal and affordable are record pools. You pay one fee, but you're still going to deal with the fact that technically all record pools cannot, that's why I said legally, are not allowed to have old music on their websites. They're supposed to be promo only, which means they're only supposed to be songs within a specific time period. So that could be, 3 to 6 months, 6 months to a year. I don't know exactly, but I know it's within a year. So anything old shouldn't be on there, which means that you're going to have to buy those songs. Now, the difference is it's relatively easy to grab tracks nowadays. I mean, even on a party, you can decide whether or not it's worth it to spend the $2 to $3, heaven forbid. I mean, come on, guys, you're spending $2 to $3 for a song now. Back in the day, every mixed record was like 10 to 14 bucks, sometimes even higher, or you had to buy the whole album. You guys need to stop. You guys need to stop. We're in such a good place right now. There is no, but that's what I'm saying. Beam, spot, wash. Yes, they all do different things. So there is no such thing. Anytime we're dealing with hardware, okay, you're only talking about variations of the same thing. So you have a wash, right, which is just essentially, they come in sizes this big. They can get super large, and that is just a full color, single color that's going to hit the dance floor. Okay, that's your wash. Then you have a beam, which is a tighter focused light, which is why typically you got to rock, even if you are a beam, you got to rock a prism, because the beam itself is going to be too small unless you're shooting from a really, really far back. Okay. And then in spots, beams and spots, very similar in what they do. Okay. Very similar. So the differentiation is kind of minor in my opinion. I have beams, I have spots. They do the exact same job. The only thing that's different out of all these is the spots are kind of like color washers too. But they all do the same job. They all put light on the dance floor, and the more movement you can get, or the more, movement is relative to the color changing and the movement of the lights themselves. Typically the better for your party, but any mover will work. Okay. Sheds is a good client too. A good fixture. Sheds and B Topper, I think they both share the same place where they buy their stuff from. Ask, really a statement, says Balance. Title forced me into the DJ upgrade last night. Yeah, I know. It pops up every now and again for me. It still hasn't stopped me specifically. But they will. And I've been sharing with my partner this whole time, my business partner, and at a certain point, because it's only singular, so we're gonna have to buy 2 versions of it. It is what it is. Takes money to make money. I'm sorry for your homeboy, because YouTube downloads are trash, and they should 100% absolutely only be used in a break glass emergency type thing. Here's an example of a break glass emergency. I was DJing a party once, and I'm not telling you don't ever do blah blah blah. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying their quality is bad. I was doing a party. It was a Middle Eastern party, Israeli, and the guy comes up to me and says, "Hey, can you play this song?" And he shows me the song. It's in Hebrew, because most of the music shows up with Hebrew writing. Even though I'm Jew, I can't read Hebrew. So I'm like, I don't know what this is. And so he pulls it up on YouTube and he's like, here. So then I can take that link and download the song. But it's damn near impossible sometimes to find songs quickly on a party if you don't know what they're called. You can't really search it out on Apple Music or Spotify. So in a pinch, it is. But that should literally be emergency situation only. Emergency. Because there are other sites. I'm not a big fan of saying things online and then having them kind of stay with me forever. But you guys know there's plenty of applications right now that you can get that will allow you to download from any streaming service on the planet. I myself have. I'm currently using 3 record pools, which I'm barely actually using right now, to be honest with you. 3 record pools, 1 streaming service, and then 1 Ripper. And I use them all. So there you go. Yeah, no. It's trash. It's absolute trash. Absolute trash. All right. Art of Sound, thank you so much. I appreciate that, fam. All right. I do have to go. I download songs on iTunes, but on YouTube, all depends on the song. Yeah. Um, and you had to buy doubles. Oh my God. So much money. It was so much money. Okay. Sam says, where do you think the future of controllers is going? More complex 4 channels, etc. How come more companies don't create that great rev layout? Well, it's simple. The rev layout is polarizing, and a lot of people don't like the tables to be in battle style. I do. I don't mind either way, but I do prefer them to be up there. Now, if they're on the sides, that's not a big deal anyway. I've been reviewing a product that has them on the sides. You guys know what product I'm talking about. So it hasn't stopped me from DJing. You know, it doesn't get in my way. But I don't. I don't really believe that 4-channel is necessary. I don't believe I'll use a 4-channel, like, the Rain 4, the Performer, all 4 channels, DDJ 1000, Flex 10, all 4 channels. And I can count on my hand how many times when we're not talking about split stems or stuff like that, stem split, that's different. Okay. But like just a traditional 4-channel controller, most people don't need it. Most people need 3 at best. 3 at best, in all honesty. Especially when they started to put the mics on their own dedicated channel. And then that was it, because we used to use one of the channels for the microphone. All right. I think we are good to go here. I think, because I do have to. Hold on. Go. Before you take off today, which is going to be in the next couple of minutes, make sure you hit that like button on your way out. Very, very important. Helps the algorithm. Again, all the people that have contributed today to the stream have been absolutely amazing. See, can I sort by that? That would be dope if I could sort by that. Filter by dollar? No, that doesn't work. There's got to be a way of seeing it. Huh, yeah, you would think it would, but it doesn't show. But to all the people that participated in the super chat today, honestly, it definitely helps the stream, helps everything, helps my kid get into college and pay for the college. Like, it's a lot of stuff, I know everybody wants to say that, ooh, Cleveland, you're so rich. You're so, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I got bar mitzvahs to pay for, bat mitzvahs and colleges and a house, car payments, credit cards, just like everybody else. So this all helps soften the blunt force that is 2024 finances. Damn. Okay. I do have to run. I'm not gonna mention any rippers on camera. So if you guys are in the chat, you can kind of see what it is that is going on. BPM Supreme's back catalog. Yes, they do. It has changed, because before the pandemic, their catalog was amazing. Not before, like during the pandemic, I pulled so many classic edits, intro, outros, quick mixes from all those old like 70s and 80s groups. They did have to pull that though during the pandemic. That wasn't legal. So if they do have it, it's relative. Okay. You can never have enough money. Maybe. I kind of feel like you can though, at a certain point, it's not helping you, like maybe give back to the world a little bit, just a little bit. Don't forget warehouse manager. They don't come here for the warehouse. Come here for Cleveland Terry. Maybe I'll make a warehouse chat, a warehouse stream. Okay. Gotta run, but thank you guys for hanging out today. Honestly, appreciate you as always. But I have a 1:30 meeting in Calabasas that I gotta go to. So thank you so much. Appreciate you all. Hopefully I can at least work this part. I do have Cash App. It's same thing. CT Bowens. Just my name. CT Bowens. Yes, Cleveland is my actual name. People always forget that. And then they're like, no, but really, what is your name? Oh, that's kind of cool. What do they call you? Like, I even get clients that say it because I do my meetings here sometimes, and they're like, oh, are you from Cleveland? Oh, that's actually my first name. Then I got to tell them too. All right. People, friends, family, thank you so much. I will be, hopefully, I'm not doing this video. I got a montage. I got too much stuff to do. So there won't be the Danny Max video release this week unless I finish 2 projects. It'll be next week. And then we'll do that. I am not from Cleveland. Funny, man. Yep. CT Bowens. That is my name. Cleveland Terry Bowens. Makes it easy. Anyway, I do have to run. So thank you so much for your time. Remember this weekend, have great parties. Take what I've taught or said. Maybe. If not, it's not a big deal either way. I will see you guys next Thursday. Will I see you next Thursday? I don't know if I'll see you next Thursday. I got to go to, I have to go to Vegas for a Thursday bar mitzvah. And I haven't decided or figured out yet whether I'm driving Thursday morning or leaving Wednesday night. If I leave Wednesday night, I guess technically I could have the show at the hotel. I won't know that until, I'll know it after my meeting today. So we'll see. I guess technically speaking, it might be Wednesday, but more likely it'll be Thursday at the hotel. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, got to run, everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out today. Absolutely appreciate you. I will see everybody next week at some point. Have great parties. We'll talk soon. Peace.